Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark Review for the 13th of October, 2020. Man, I am starting to get to the point where watching this show is becoming laborious. Luckily, I work a job that allows me to have the freedom to do so, but if I really had to be schedule tight, I might not be watching Dark nearly as much as I do or as often as I do. 14 matches on this show, and I'd say maybe 3 of them were worth watching. Um, and there are talents on here that I wouldn't even have on the roster. And that even comes into the first match. So we open with a 4-way. Number one, I don't like 4-ways or 3-ways or any of that. Matches are supposed to be competitions. Competitions are between 2 or 4 athletes, sometimes 6, if you have a good build up to a 6-man tag that's been building. So Jungle Boy, Frankie Kazarian, Evil Uno, and The Blade in a 4-way match. I like Jungle Boy. I like Frankie Kazarian. Evil Uno, why? Tell me why he's employed. And I'm not doubting the Dark Order. I'm doubting that particular talent because I've never seen anything in him. Same goes for the Blade. I don't get it. Outside of maybe size, they are both somebody's friend, I don't see the benefit to their employment. Anyway, so very basic match. They, everyone gets their spots in. Kazarian is not joined by his partners, but Blade and Uno are joined by friends. Jungle Boy and Kazarian start. I'd actually like to see Jungle Boy and Kazarian fight in a one-on-one or even another tag. Blade tries to suplex Kazarian in the corner, and that doesn't work. Kazarian hits a cyclone suplex on Jungle Boy. Uno breaks up a pin. He hits a suplex of his own. Uno hits a neck breaker, and Blade knocks him down for crossbody. Jungle Boy with a monkey flip on Kazarian. Jungle Boy dives onto everyone outside again with 200, 400 people in the crowd. Why are we doing dives on an internet TV show? So Kazarian hits a fisherman suplex for near fall. Uno hits a basically kind of rock bottom sort of ish move. Kazarian goes nuts on everyone. Jungle Boy goes for crossbody. They do a double down. Kazarian and Blade set up a superplex on Jungle Boy. I don't like superplexes early in the card. I don't mind the move, but have it mean something and put it somewhere where it's meaning something coming out of somewhere. So Jungle Boy gets the jackknife in for a 3. Dark Order, Stu Grayson, 5 and 10 all run down, beat down Jungle Boy after the bell. Christopher Daniels and Marco Stunt come in and join with kendo sticks. Luchasaurus then handles the rest of the Dark Order. So then we got Lucha Brothers, Penta, and Rey Fenix defeat Caesar Bonnie and Lee Johnson. I understand that Lucha is a thing. It's not my thing. If you have to employ these guys, I wouldn't. But if you have to, have them do something consistent. Lee Johnson's being wasted. He's an enhancement talent who should be doing something more with himself. And I'm not a fan of, so Lucha Brothers are contracted talents and they're going back and forth with enhancement talents? No. Johnson does look good in here, but this is not his place to look good unless you plan to push him, unless you plan to give him a real opportunity. But if you're going to do that, why did he lose like a dozen matches or more in a row? And as far as Caesar Bonnie, I don't get the draw. Penta hits a few chops in the beginning. Phoenix tags in. Um, so basically, Lucha Brothers gain an advantage. Bonnie comes in and sets Penta up for another slam, and power bomb slam combination by Bonnie, and a dive, another one by Johnson this time on Phoenix on the outside. Bonnie power slams Penta into the turnbuckles. Ouch. He misses a dive. Penta hits a sling blade. Lucha Brothers hit their package pile driver finish for the win. Then we go to the Brandon Cutler, Peter Avalon thing. Ha ha ha, he. Two losers are on the internet. And I don't mean losers as in they're horrible wrestlers. I mean two losers. People who haven't won matches. Cutler's 0-25. And Avalon's 0-26. So, let's get this straight. You have two people who you want to be taken seriously at some point, otherwise why'd you hire them, who have a combined win-loss record of 0-51. So these are former partners, obviously. They're trying to break their losing streak against each other. Avalon attacks during the entrance, hits a pile driver on the ramp. So a move that used to be like cause for suspension in some territories is now before the match even begins. So Avalon begs to be declared the winner before he's even gotten in the ring. The match starts. Avalon immediately hits double knees and drop kick. Cutler goes to the outside. Avalon tells the official to start counting. Cutler makes it back in, and then Cutler gets beat down for several minutes. Cutler reaches the ropes on a single leg crab. The official goes down in this. They tease disqualification. This is stupid. Cutler makes a comeback with chops and kicks. And then Leva Bates gets shoved into Cutler. Cutler hits a tope. Third one in 3 matches, folks. Cutler hits a springboard elbow for near fall. Avalon catches a dive and a Uranagi for a 2 count. Avalon goes to the top rope, gets knocked off. Hits a near fall after a DDT. Cutler grabs the 20-sided die. Talked out of using it by Bates. Avalon hits a Samoan driver for a near fall. He tries to use the library book of Leva Bates for a win attempt here. Gets knocked down. Cutler grabs the book and Avalon grabs the die, and then they hit each other with this double DQ. This is just ridiculous. Sonny Kiss, joined by Joey Janela, cuts a promo. Kiss faces Matt Sydal next. So I actually like Sonny Kiss. I think there's money in the character. I think if they were a touring company and you want to be socially active, you can go in the gender identity speeches for kids at high schools, whatever you want, social activism, all sorts of cool stuff. Wasting him in a match with Matt Sydal, I don't get it. There's so many other people that Sydal could have beaten. I would have Sonny Kiss not unbeatable, but win on a win streak at least. And as mentioned, his match with Joey Janela. Joey Janela's a guy that I would let go. There's absolutely... I will give $20 to anyone who can write me a storyline where Joey Janela would sell 10 tickets to a wrestling show at a national level. Yeah, an indie show where he's running in his own town, good for him. But as far as on a national level, no, not going to happen. Anyway, Sydal exchanges strikes at the start, and that's to the $20 to the first person who does it. And so Seitel takes advantage with kicks, and then a long heat segment right away. Seidel maintains an advantage, hits a moonsault and fireman's buster. Kiss makes a comeback with a Rana, a flatliner, and a split-legged for a near fall. Seidel avoids a top rope move, gets him in a camel clutch, hits a Russian leg sweep with the clutch still applied. This causes Kiss to have to tap out. Dark Order 3, 4, and 10. They make announcements that this is 17. Oh, by the way, I now have taken to the point of listening to Dark on mute because Excalibur is insufferable. It's funny, I had a friend stop by while I was watching Dark. Just happened to stop by. They'd been a wrestling fan more than 10 years ago, hadn't watched wrestling on a regular basis. Had the announcers on, just wanted to see what an outsider would think of Excalibur. Literally, person who used to watch wrestling and watched wrestling for 20 years before they stopped and 10 years ago, said, and I quote, "Why do they have a guy who's supposedly on national TV sounding like he is calling matches in my backyard?" That's the view of a casual fan. Anyway, so Dark Order 3-4-10 versus Aaron Solo, Angel Fashion, and Embuda. So Dark Order comes with friends. They still don't know what they're going to name them. And 3 is, just for the record, 3 is Reynolds, 4 is Silver, and 5 is Preston Vance. So John Silver's head is still taped up a week later from being attacked in the TNT Championship match. Everyone goes into the match early. Fashion goes one-on-one with the Dark Order. During the heat, he escapes out the back and attacks Embuda. He hits some corner splashes, cut off with a drop kick, is the victim of a half-and-half suplex. Solo takes the fight. 4 hits a slingshot spear from 10. Dark Order then hits a triple team move, and they get the win. So then we move on to a obligatory women's match: Red Velvet and Elena Black. Black has something. I've seen her wrestle indies before. Red Velvet I still don't get. Randy Rhodes is out there on commentary. I did turn on commentary just to hear Brandy because, well, I don't understand whether she's a babyface, a heel. I don't understand whether she's a wrestler or an ambassador. I don't understand. So I figured if I listened to commentary, I'd learn something. What I learned is that Brandy Rhodes should not be doing commentary. Anyway, she's making inside jokes or jokes at the expense of Red Velvet. Calls her the size of Little Bran, wants to call her Cupcake. This is Elena Black's AEW debuts. They do back and forth action for a little bit. Neither gains a real advantage. Velvet hits a bulldog, double knees, and a running drop kick. And this is called Just Desserts. And Red Velvet picks up an AEW victory. Ricky Starks defeats Fuego del Sol. Starks is great no matter what he does. I love him. Starks dominates the bell and basically tosses Del Sol around. He hops on commentary for a minute. And back in the ring, Del Sol tries to fight back, but he's cut off. He gets hit with a spear in the Rochambeau for the easy win. Alex Marvez interviews Scorpio Sky and Chris Daniels. Alex Marvez, there's a salary you could cut. Tell me what he does on television that makes him even remotely necessary. Anyway, so He's interviewing Scorpio Sky and Daniels. Sky said if Sean Spears or Marvez asked if Sean Spears is getting in his head. And then Blanchard and Spears walk up. They agree to wrestle Daniels next week, which could be good. I mean, I'm not huge on Spears, but if someone can bring something out of him, it would be Daniels. And I was a fan of the Ty Dillinger character in WWE. He has died a death here in AEW. Gun Club Billy and Austin Gunn defeats Ryzen and Max Stardom. We've seen this match before. I mean, there's nothing here that's necessary. Billy Gunn is 50 some odd years old. He's giving his son the rub. No one really cares about either one of these people. So Ryzen and partner try to do power moves. Doesn't get them very far. Billy gets the hot tag, goes nuts. He's hit with a super kick. He tags in Austin, who hits the quick draw hip toss combo for a win. Hoorah. Darby Allin up next defeats Nick Camarado. This is Camarado's first AEW debut. He looks like $1 million. He's got an interesting look. I wouldn't have had him lose, especially to a guy Darby Allin's size. Allen does bump around well for him here. Kanemoto tosses Allen in the corner, hits a power slam. Allen escapes on a 1 count, which is bad for business. And then the Darby's challenger hits more power moves. Allen drops a series of strikes on his opponent, locks him in the ropes, and then Kanemoto hits I guess you'd say, kind of like a power out of things. Allen escapes and hits a tilt-a-whirl into the Fujiwara armbar. His opponent reaches the ropes. Allen hit a diving STO and a coffin drop for the win. Allen sprints up, attacks Ricky Starks doing commentary. Why is the babyface leading an attack? Explain this, please. Anyway, Kylan King, who faces Nyla Rose later in the show, cuts a promo. She says, basically, generically, she's the king. Wouldn't she be a queen? Anyway, and that she should be taken seriously. Then Colt Cabana with Evil Uno defeats Griff Garrison. Just when I think they're doing something good with Garrison, they waste him again. I mean, they do some really basic wrestling. Garrison misses a splash in the corner, and then Uno takes some shots on the outside. Cabana gets a little lazy. Garrison fires up, hits a roaring elbow, and then everybody trades strikes. Garrison hits a corner splash, and Cabana hits the flying apple. Cabana then locks in the Billy Goat curse for the submission victory. No problem with this, but again, you just give Garrison and Pillman a win on Dark, last week, the week before, as a tag team, and now he's dropping a fall to Colt Cabana. Why not have him, I don't know, get a singles win or something, or keep a team or something. Anyway, Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero defeats Kylan King. This is quick. King comes out. She's trying to be aggressive at the bell. She's overpowered. Rose ducks an enziguri, hits a release German, and hits a beast bomb. This gives her a quick win. Post-match, Guerrero cuts a promo basically saying that Nyla Rose is disrespected, has been in the women's division as the former champion from the beginning, said it's been several months since she's had a championship opportunity. She said she will not wrestle again until her challenge to regain the championship from Shida is answered. I'm not a fan of this. I didn't agree with making a big deal out of Nyla Rose to begin with, and her going back with Shida, to me, is a waste of time. Joey Janela with Sonny Kiss against D3. Nothing wrong with D3. He bumps well, although he's really, really skinny. Joey Janela does not belong on anyone's national television. He does not belong on... I have no problem with him being an indie wrestler. He's a perfectly fine indie wrestler if you're putting him in front of a couple hundred people. There is no way on the planet he should be on anyone's national or international television product. Anyway, they do some train wrestling, mainly because the new kid is able to hang with him. D3 attempts a couple of moves. He gets dropped on his face. He makes a comeback with D3, that is, makes a comeback with a neck breaker, and then an airplane spin into a Death Valley driver on the outside. Janela hits 3 brainbusters and beats him. So, kid's like 125 pounds. You really need 3 brainbusters to get yourself over? Jimmy Garvin used to get over with 1. Dick Murdoch used to get over with 1. But because you want to do spots for all your friends to see at home, you have to do 3 and just squash a kid that you should be able to beat easily? Wow. Anyway, Wardlow defeats Elijah Dean. Dean tries to go after the big man early, gets crushed with a spine buster and a hard lariat. Wardlow presses Dean above his head and drops him over his knee. And then basically it's an MMA knee strike type thing. Referee stops the match. Knockout victory. Then Eddie Kingston against Baron Black. This is the last match on the show. At this point, we're maybe 5 to 7 minutes short of 2 hours. Why is this the last match? Anyway, super quick match. Kingston goes right at Black at the bell and hits an exploder suplex. Hits him with the knee to the midsection and a spinning back fist. And then locks in a standing guillotine. And Eddie Kingston wins. Eddie Kingston's best work is his promo work. Why is he in a throwaway match? Anyway, that is your Dark review. It took me 22 minutes to review it and 2 hours to watch it. I literally could have zoomed through this show if I wasn't covering it in like 10 minutes. Anyway, until next time, keep your feet on the ground and your mind in the moment.